Hey, so I just wanted to pop in and touch base with you guys and make sure that you're doing okay. This is some crazy energy that we have coming in right now. I can only describe it by saying it's like a roller coaster because it literally feels like one moment you're up and you're like feeling the bliss and the joy and you're enjoying it. And then the next minute you're like, okay, this is a little bit too much. This is a little bit too much. Please stop, slow down. I need this to slow down. I'm telling you, this is a strange, strange time. And it's not the Schumann because it's not just happening when the Schumann's spiking. It's not just the solar flares because it's not just happening when the solar flares are happening. So it's happening like this energy that's coming through. It's like it has a life of its own. Like it has a frequency that I don't think we've felt before. Like it's a very interesting time, to say the least. And I know this is everything we're going through, and especially those of us who are sensitive, right? Those of us who are light workers, those of us who are doing the work, who are holding space for this ascension process. It's a lot for us to be feeling in our physical bodies, a lot, because when this light energy comes in, and it blends with the density within us, there's that like wobbly feeling, like literally like the between worlds feeling. And I notice this is interesting because I notice that when I'm doing stuff in this energy, so like when I'm physically moving, walking, doing, cleaning, whatever, when I'm moving my physical body, it is more manageable. Like it's more, I can, it's like I can tap into this power and I can allow it to like flow through me and I can create through it and expand through it, and it's okay. And when I stop though, like literally when I stop, that's when I'm feeling really like wobbly, really like moments of like, it's kind of like the adrenal fatigue stuff. If you've ever had adrenal fatigue where you can like feel lightheaded sometimes or weak. It's like that. It's like that kind of energy coming through, but it doesn't stay. So like with adrenal fatigue, when you have all of those symptoms of adrenal, feeling lightheaded, a little bit dizzy sometimes, weak, not having any energy, that stuff doesn't go, right? Like adrenal fatigue doesn't just come in for a second and then just disappear. But the ascension symptoms do, and that's what it's feeling like. So it leads me to believe that it definitely is affecting our adrenal glands, our thyroid. It's affecting our nervous system. So this light energy is coming in, and it's almost like it's just we have to acclimate to it, right? There has to be this acclimation that comes through. So I'm finding for me, I have to be really, really mindful of my thoughts. So when this energy comes through and when I get a wave and I feel a little bit like, whoa, what was that? I really have to be mindful and say to myself, I'm okay, we're safe, everything's okay. Reminding my nervous system that I'm okay, this is not life-threatening, I'm not being taken out. And when you do this, it does send a signal to your brain, right? It sends a signal to your brain to say, okay, we don't have to set the alarm. The alarm does not have to go off. Because when the alarm goes off, the adrenaline flows, the cortisol flows. And when that happens, if you experience pain, your pain is going to be heightened. If you experience anxiety, your anxiety is going to be heightened. So just remind yourself, and remember, none of that is bad. That's your body talking to you, communicating to you, telling you the house is on fire, the house is on fire. But the house is not on fire. So we have to do our best to talk ourselves down through the ascension symptoms. And I feel like there's so many of us going through this right now, so many of us collectively rising together. And when I say that, we say we're rising together, it sounds beautiful, doesn't it? It sounds like, angels are singing and we're rising into the clouds and this is wonderful. But it doesn't feel like that. And I know that. I get it. I get it. It feels like one moment you're like hanging on for dear life. The next minute, maybe you don't have enough energy to get out of your bed. Maybe the next minute you're curled up in a ball on the floor and you're crying in fetal position. I get it. I get it. We're going through all of this because we are transmuting these energies, right? The denseness of everywhere is coming through. So many of us are filters. I wish we weren't. I wish I was not a filter. If I could go through and sign up for a different job on this planet, it would to not be a filter. The filters are like the the yuckiest job as far as I'm concerned, but everybody thinks part of their job is yucky. But the filters have a really important job, right? We have a really important job to do. And we have to be careful that our own filters are not clogged. And this is why when we are filters transmuting energy on this planet, we have to do the work for ourselves. We have got to take care of ourselves. We have got to give ourselves nutrition. We have got to use supplements and herbs and magic potions, whatever you have that helps your frequency, that helps to keep your frequency up. Make sure you're doing that. I know that it's, I get reminded by this all of the time. My husband especially likes to remind me about this. But there's so much stuff that we don't see, right? We don't see consciousness. We are consciousness. You can't feel it or touch it or tell it, but there is a whole energy around us that flows through us, that we are created through, that anything happens in, that we can make anything happen, that everything's happening for a purpose in this energy. And so we have to remind ourselves about that, because that's happening. So whether I post a video, whether you read a book, whether you're doing the right thing, that stuff's all happening regardless. It's going to happen. There's a purpose. There's a purpose playing out in everything, and that's going to happen. But, here's my but in this, but we are also in these dense 3D human avatars. And so we cannot spiritually bypass our way out of this. We are not going to be able to meditate our way through this ascension if we are drinking and smoking and eating junk food and being sick and not moving our bodies and judging and being angry and fighting. Those are two different worlds. You see that? They're two different worlds. And you can see like the push and the pull of it all, right? So we have to maintain some balance. We have to start to make choices that we know are good for us, and also in a different way, like not in I got to go to the gym and I got to work out because I got to get my 6-pack. Not like that, but as in, I need to take care of my light body. I need to do things that helps my light body to feel better, because when these big energies are coming in, if I'm not feeling well, my base level is not feeling well, when these light codes come in, I'm going to feel worse. I'm going to feel nauseous. I'm going to have headaches. I'm going to have pain. I'm going to have dizziness. I'm going to have all of the stuff that doesn't feel good. All of the stuff that shows you that are all symptoms of excess energy coming into a vessel, and the vessel not being large enough to be able to hold it all. And I don't mean like large as in big size, but as in being able to expand. And so that's why we're doing what we're doing. So in order to be able to expand our consciousness, we need to heal our wounds. We need to work through our traumas. We need to bring kindness into our hearts. We need to remind ourselves that we are all one, right? That we're not separate, that we are all a collective energy experiencing together right now. And we have to do this through some more softness. The softness will help us, right? That it's not possible to feel compassion and softness and kindness and feel anxiety and anger at the same time. They're two different worlds. So it's not possible to do both. So if we do more of the choosing to be the kindness, to have the softness in our heart, the compassion, when we do that, it will balance the other stuff. And so when we do have the moment of the stuff that comes through that we don't like, there'll be tiny little moments, just tiny little moments. And then the other moments will get bigger and bigger and bigger. And our job will get easier and easier and easier of transforming all of this stuff on this planet. So hang in there and just keep looking for stuff. Please remember, you're not doomed to feel how you're feeling. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to, this does not have to be like this. So there are things that you can do to help yourself. You can't stop this experience though. You're not going to, like, don't stop the tears. Don't stop the exploring. You can't stop that, but you can build your own energy up, empower yourself so that the tough moments are just moments. They're just moments. Sending you guys huge blessings.